Shabbat Shalom. This is Rabbi Cat Zavis from Beyt Tikkun with my musings on Parashat Vayechi. This week's Parsha is the last Parsha in the book of Genesis. At the beginning of this week's Parsha, Jacob dies, and at the end, Joseph dies. The Parsha has a unique feature. In the entire Torah scroll, there is usually a space between one Parsha and the next. A new Parsha begins on a new line, or is separated from the previous one by at least 9 spaces. Vayechi is not. Rashi describes it as closed, a condition that is meant to teach us something about the mood of Jacob's children when he dies. According to Rashi, at the moment of Jacob's death, the hearts of Jacob's children were closed in expectation of the suffering and despair of the impending enslavement of the Hebrew people. Immediately after Jacob's death, the spiritual exile began, even though the actual physical and emotional travails of enslavement did not begin until the death of all of his sons. In this week's Parsha, Jacob calls each of his sons by name to his bedside before he dies, telling them what will befall them and their tribe. Yet it begins with the word Vayechi, and he lived. While Jacob's life was filled with challenges and heartache, still he was fortunate enough to live out his full life, and at the end of his life, to die with his entire family by his side. Our Torah places great importance on naming. One of the names for the divine is Hashem, literally the name. In Genesis, God directs Adam, the first human, to name all of the creatures. In last week's Parsha, we are told the names of all of the children of Jacob who came to Egypt with him. Each one is named, a total of 66 people. In Parshat Midbar, in the book of Numbers, Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh tells Moses to take an accounting of the whole Israelite community, not by numbers, but by names and tribes, listing every male of the household, head by head. Each person is named because they matter as individuals. The household is named because each family matters, and their entire tribe is named because it matters as well. We are not just numbers. And not only do our names matter, but how our bodies are cared for after our deaths also matters. Jacob asks Joseph to promise to carry his body out of Egypt and bury him in the tombs of his ancestors with Abraham, Sarah, Isaac, Rebekah, and his wife Leah in Canaan. Joseph and his brothers do so. As Joseph is about to die, he tells the children of Israel to bring his bones out of Egypt. And when the Israelites leave Egypt, they carefully carry Joseph's bones with them. Today, Wednesday, January 8th, is day 458 of the genocide in Gaza. Israel has killed more than 45,000 Palestinians since October 7th, 2023. Over 17,000 of these are children. Many more remain buried under the rubble of destroyed buildings and homes. Others have injuries so severe they are unable to be identified or named. And many more are missing with no knowledge of whether they are alive or dead or where they are. As of October 28th, 2024, Israel has completely wiped out at least 902 Gazan families, erasing them from the Gaza Civil Registry. And those who remain behind are often unable to properly bury their loved ones. Sometimes they only have a limb or two to lay to rest. Some Jewish communities, congregations, community centers, and spaces have photos of the hostages and images of the Israelis killed on October 7th. Many secular newspapers in the United States and around the world have printed the names of the Israeli hostages, including their photos, and those who've been killed on or since October 7th. They matter. We see them. We know their names. As well, we should. But what happens when there are tens of thousands slaughtered and missing? We don't know their names. We don't say Kaddish for each of them. They are numbers at best, and to some, collateral damage or terrorists not worthy of naming at worst. Yet our Torah teaches us that each person matters. Every single person is created in the image of the divine. This week's Parsha is closed because the hearts of Jacob's sons are closed in expectation of the suffering and despair of the impending enslavement of the Hebrew people. Perhaps reading this closed Parsha is a warning to us. If we refuse to look at what is being done in our name, if we allow our hearts to be and remain closed, then we will inevitably suffer, and there will inevitably be greater suffering and despair, not only for Palestinians, but for all of us as well. As Abraham Joshua Heschel said, some are guilty, all are responsible. These are the names of a tiny fraction of the Gazans who've been killed in the 458 days of the ongoing genocide. You can read all of the names and see the names of the 902 families that have been wiped out in the link below. May all of their names be uplifted. May all of their bodies and bones be given proper burial. And may we see an immediate and complete end to this genocide. Shabbat Shalom. The Al-Najjar family name, 393 killed, including Zain al-Din Suleiman Mo'in al-Najjar, 2 months old. Mo'in Suleiman Lin Salam al-Najjar, 6 years old. Abdullah Mo'in Salman al-Najjar, 23 years old. Farah Suleiman Salman al-Najjar, 24 years old. Salman Amin Salman al-Najjar, 32 years old. Suzanne Sobi Abdesalam al-Najjar, 40 years old. Hanan Ahmed Mohammed al-Najjar, 55 years old. The Al-Astal family name, 225 killed. Here are some of their names. Rayyan Abdullah Zakaria al-Astal, 0 years old. Yamen Abdullah Zakaria al-Astal, 6 years old. Layan Hisham Hussein al-Astal, 10 years old. Mohammed Ali Zakaria al-Astal, 14 years old. Amal Zakaria Ali al-Astal, 23 years old. Omar Zakaria Ali al-Astal, 31 years old. Sophia Anwar Muhammad al-Astal, 39 years old. Waba Abdullah Hussein al-Astal, 65 years old. The al-Masri family name, 226 killed, including Aman Ahmed Ramadan al-Masri, 1 year old. Rowan Anwar Jabir al-Masri, 23 years old. Intisar Jabir Mohammed al-Masri, 63 years old. The al-Sha'ir family name, 122 killed. Sidra Basel Ramadan al-Sha'ir, 4 years old. Lubna Mohammed Fafti al-Sha'ir, 29 years old. Mohammed Fatih Nayef al-Sha'ir, 53 years old. That is but 4 of the 902 families wiped out. And here are more names of others who have been killed. You can find their names, the link to read their names, in the link below. Nora Walid Abdusalam Shaheen, Miriam Noor Aldin Wael Daban, Fatima Luai Rafiq Al-Sultan, Watan Mohammed Abd Al-Rahim Al-Marhun, Mohammed Al-Jabari Saeed Mishbah Al-Khor, Dia Ahmed Abd Al-Ati Saleh Musa, Oda Mohammed Rafiq Al-Sultan, Mohammed Nidal Hisham Atala, Ahmad Shadi Talal Al-Haddad, Masa Mohammed Yosef Nisar, Ayat Abd Al-Aziz Amar Barwana, Ma'alech Mohammed Shafiq Abu Akas, Sarah Abd Al-Raham Mohammed Hamad, Mohammed Saleh Mahmoud Al-Diri, Mecha Ahmed Eid Abu Shirech, Iyad Ab Araham Jihad Muhassin, Adam Mohammed Samir Abu Ajwa, Alayan Abd Araham Rahman Alayan Al-Ashkar, Ama Mumen Muhammad Hamdam, Dia Muhammad Zuhir Abara. May their memories be a blessing. Shabbat Shalom.